Discover the ideas that will shape tomorrow's world.
All right, let's talk about something we see every single day, but probably don't think much about. Concrete. I mean, it's literally the foundation of our world, but what if I told you a brand new AI has completely flipped the script, turning this ancient material from a huge polluter into a way to heal the planet? Yeah, it's a wild story. Let's get into it.
Just think about that for a second. What if the buildings we live and work in, the sidewalks we walk on, could actually pull carbon out of the air?
What?
It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? Well, some incredible new research says this could be our reality, and maybe a lot sooner than you'd expect.
But okay, before we can get to that amazing future, we really have to understand where we are right now. And the honest truth is that concrete, the material we depend on for everything, has two gigantic, world-changing problems.
You know, besides water, we use more concrete than any other material on the planet. It's everywhere. And for good reason. It's pretty cheap and strong. But it has this dark side. It tends to crack and break down way too quickly. And the way we make it is just incredibly destructive for the environment.
And this is what really puts it into perspective. A whopping 8% of all global CO2 emissions come from making cement. You know, the key ingredient in concrete. To give you some context, that is more than the entire airline industry combined. Every single skyscraper, every highway, it's all built on a massive carbon footprint.
So you'd think, with all our modern technology, the concrete we make today must be the best it's ever been, right? Well, this is where history throws us a major curveball. Let's take a quick trip back in time and see what the Romans were up to about 2,000 years ago.
I mean, look at this. It's kind of a mystery, right? You've got Roman structures like the Colosseum that are still standing after 2 millennia, but our modern bridges and buildings often need serious repairs after just 50 years. We somehow created a version that's both worse for the planet and doesn't last as long. How did that even happen?
Well, the answer to fixing concrete's future, and maybe even unlocking the secrets of its past, comes from a place you might not expect. It comes from a seriously cutting-edge AI model that researchers at the University of Southern California have been working on.
So, let me introduce you to Allegro-FM. The best way to think about it is like the ultimate virtual chemistry lab. Instead of spending years and tons of money mixing stuff up in the real world, scientists can just use this AI to see how atoms are going to behave, letting them invent and test brand new materials at, like, warp speed.
And just to give you a sense of the sheer power we are talking about here, Allegro-FM can simulate over 4 billion atoms, all at the same time. Let that sink in. 4 billion. That scale was basically just a fantasy until right now. And to put that number in context, this AI can run simulations that are 1,000 times larger than any of the older models that came before it. This isn't just a small step forward, it is a giant leap in our ability to understand the very stuff our world is made of.
So how does it do it? Well, the old way meant scientists had to, painstakingly write out these super complex quantum mechanics formulas for every single material they wanted to test. Allegro-FM, though, it's different. It uses machine learning. It just looks at a bunch of data and learns how to predict the way atoms will interact, which makes the whole process way faster and way more powerful.
Okay, so you've got this unbelievably powerful new tool. What's the first world-changing problem you pointed at? Yep, you guessed it. Our concrete problem. And what the research team found is, frankly, incredible.
It's really as simple and as mind-blowing as that quote. The very same CO2 that's created when you make concrete, well, you can capture it and then put it right back into the mix. The pollution literally becomes part of the solution.
So here's how this beautiful circular system works. Step 1, you make CO2 during production. Step 2, you capture that CO2. And step 3, you use it to create a final product that isn't just carbon neutral, but as it turns out, is actually a better product.
And this is the kicker. This is the part that is just, wow. Adding the CO2 back in doesn't make the concrete weaker, it makes it stronger. The scientists discovered that the CO2 creates this thing called a carbonate layer inside the material, making it way more durable. We're talking durable enough to last for centuries, just like that ancient Roman stuff. So let's just process that for a minute. We're talking about a material that is carbon neutral and super strong. This isn't just a tiny tweak, it's a fundamental reinvention of how we build our world.
I mean, this technology could lead to a future where our buildings are literally carbon sinks, cleaning the air. A future where our roads and bridges are built to last for generations, not just a couple of decades. And of course, a future where we slash one of the single biggest sources of global emissions:
It's huge.
So thanks to this incredible AI, we now have the blueprint for a cleaner, stronger, more resilient world. The science is here. The potential is absolutely immense. The only question left, really, is what are we going to build with it? Thanks for tuning in.